Destiny is filled to the brim with weapons, but just like any other game, some of these weapons are going to outperform the others extremely. Today we're going to take a look at the top 5 PvE special ammo exotics. These weapons are going to be perfect for pairing your Callus mini tool, funnel web, or any other primary. Let's get right into it. Number 5, Lorentz Driver. This was honestly the hardest choice of the entire list. There are so many special ammo exotics that could have taken the place, but Lorentz Driver excels in 2 categories while the other weapons are a little bit more niche. Stick around to the end to see those other weapons. With the Lorentz Driver, having consistent boss damage and an ad clearing explosion helps this bad boy make the top 5. The boss damage isn't anything to sleep on, as it ranks 15th for DPS and 8th for total damage with 287k. The ad clearing is truly great. The perk EM Anomaly helps it so your precision kills create an implosion, pulling in nearby enemies and then creating a void explosion like a mini black hole. The exotic perk Land Gregorian Sights will mark targets for you to kill. Once you've killed 3 of these marked targets, they will drop telemetry patterns, pick up all 3 of them, and this weapon will receive a damage boost. You don't even have to use this weapon to get the kill, which makes it that much easier. If you're looking for the perfect filler weapon but are tired of using that one that everyone else is using, this bad boy is perfect. Are you running a void build? This weapon will be perfect for that as well. Number 4, Izanagi Burning. This might come to a surprise to some of you, but this weapon is capable of the highest boss damage possible. Izanagi has a perk Honed Edge, which makes it so you can somehow, some way mash together 4 bullets to create one extremely heavy damage bullet, which allows it to rank 7th out of all special weapons. And you might ask, why is it even on the list then? Because combining this weapon with this auto-loading rocket launcher helps make this weapon deal the craziest damage ever. As you can see in the footage behind me, I'm throwing out massive damage. This combo is the Michael Jordan Scottie Pippen of boss damage. The way it is so far above the competition. My only complaint about this weapon is the extremely long clunky reloading, but putting up with that will give you the craziest damage, allowing you to raw dog any boss. And then you also have an anti-barrier sniper mod in Season 18 to absolutely overkill any and all barrier champions. Number 3, Divinity. Yes, I am obligated to add this due to how much it helps in raid boss fights, with it having 15% increased damage and creating a larger crit area on bosses. With linear fusion rifles like Tapian and Storm Chaser running the meta, having something that makes a larger crit area helps those 2 out extremely. Linear fusion rifles have a crit multiplier of 2.5 times, so just 1 or 2 body shots will decrease your damage output extremely. It doesn't do insane damage or have crazy ad clear, but being able to help your teammates with boosted damage and bigger crits helps get the job done. Not sure what else I can say about Divinity besides what I've already said, but it does help you extremely if you're in a raid and somebody brings this bad boy along. We are in the top 2. So for number 2, Witherhoard. This will not come to a surprise to anyone, except for the people who want it to be number 1. The Witherhoard truly speaks for itself. It is arguably the best grenade launcher in the entire game. The ad clear is truly insane, where it can shut down entire groups of enemies from even spawning. And it's one of the few weapons in the game you can fire forget about, because it leaves a puddle of death on the ground. It might not have the highest boss damage possible, but being able to take down bosses while you can deal damage with any other weapon does allow it to add up the damage quickly. And then you have the Catalyst, which is going to add auto loading and quicker swap speed, which makes it truly one of the best special weapons in the game. It is a perfect special weapon for anyone wanting amazing ad clear with that consistent boss damage. The gameplay behind speaks for itself, and I also speak for it. I am truly a connoisseur of this weapon. I do not have a single complaint about the Witherhoard. Truly a top tier weapon. Before I give you guys number 1, we're going to jump into the honorable mentions. I have 2 honorable mentions I feel like I must add to this list in some sort of way. First, we have the AGERS SCEPTER. This weapon dominates an ad clear and can have pretty decent boss damage. Killing an enemy and then turning all the nearby enemies into Wendy's Frosties is such a fun concept. The reason this didn't make the top 5 is to truly excel with this weapon, you have to build around the entire weapon. If you're running a stasis warlock and you're looking for a stasis exotic weapon, this is a match made in heaven. But having AGERS Scepter Catalyst require you to chew down your ult to get that 80% damage buff is a double-edged sword. Because you do get that insane damage, but losing on your ult can be quite major in some cases. My second honorable mention is going to go to Dead Messenger. This is quite possibly my favorite grenade launcher in the entire game. I love any weapon that allows me to obliterate shields of any kind, and then have the coolest looking ad clear wave is icing on the cake. It is truly an amazing ad clear, and not horrible at boss damage, but definitely not worth pulling out for a raid or GM night boss either. I really wanted this weapon to be top 5, but Lorentz Driver just checks more boxes. Number 1, drumroll please, as no surprise to anyone, at the current state of the meta, the number 1 special ammo exotic is the Arbalest. One-shotting barrier champions without any seasonal mods is a blessing. Crazy high boss damage is a blessing. Obliterating any and all shields is a blessing. And don't forget the Catalyst will keep your magazine nice and full when shield breaks. With how annoying barrier champions can be, This is 90% of players' cop-out weapon if they ever need to take down barriers. With auto rifle or SMG barrier mods, it takes a long time to break that shield. And once you break it, you either have to swap weapons to something with a higher burst, or just hope you can deal damage fast enough so the champion can't reshield. This is another weapon that is super easy to get but will boost your loadout a ton. Truly the #1 PvE special ammo exotic right now.